You do not have to rate, comment, subscribe, or watch the video. You can pause the video, read the description, use the links, ignore me entirely, or if you like, play the video if you want more information from me. I am not relevant. Okay, here we go. Sometime around 2006, there was a rumor of a video having been found and reposted somewhere on YouTube or wherever. That's the first year people are saying they saw it in larger numbers. And this upload was of the World Trade Center 5 Austin J Tobin Plaza area, and it's showing impacts of people falling on September 11th and hitting the ground. The video was, in one case at least, named something seemingly disrespectful, but you could get, quote-unquote, the joke. LOL Superman. That's what the video is about. Now, I'm not trying to glorify violence or gore. YouTube will flag me, not for that, but for me having a link that says archive.whatever. Okay? Let's continue. It may have been an edited together compilation video in 240p with no original sound, and may or may not have had disrespectfully playing music over the top of it, or been completely silent, or had some other audio edited in to make it more useful. If it had music added to it, it may or may not have been done disrespectfully at all. See also Jack Talarcio, I can't pronounce his name properly, and I'm sorry, who had a video or set of videos that you could still hear some people in an area and hear music being played and hearing the sounds of people hitting the ground. First search spike was June 2004 for the expression lol Superman. The way people would have typed it in would have been LOL Superman, not with quotes. You can do a variation of this where you put in quotes, but 2004 June is about as early as you're going to be able to see anything, because a few weeks before that is when you can see trends on Google Trends showing some sort of graph. It's associated also with the meme of missing camera or internet videos, usually associated with the idea that if you can't find something, that's proof. Lack of evidence is proof of something. The classic example of this, although this is not one, is if something's missing, that will pique someone's interest who's a conspiracy theorist, and then they will go off on, the Pentagon had 80 or more security cameras, why don't we have all the videos? Because the videos don't show anything other than people reacting to an impact to the building, and that the impact only happened within visual view of the cameras because they were pointed at something that wasn't even the Pentagon. They were pointed at a gate. Most cameras point at the surface of a building, or if they point out of a building, they point down at the ground, ignoring quite literally every security company explaining this, in some cases, on local news when people saw that video the first time, and explaining why you wouldn't see what you wanted to see, and that isn't proof by lack of evidence that there was evidence that was quote-unquote erased or suppressed or covered up. This is an extremely minor example of it where people will immediately invoke X number of video cameras or CCTV cameras, Pentagon, and the word missing in quotes. Now, why do they do it? Because they make it part of their bizarre obsession and hobby. Hyperfixated people. September 15th, 2015, or any other year that September is in, you'll see people bringing this up. But a ridiculously heavy spike happened this year for some reason. Not even around September, technically. 4chan, September 15th, 2015. A copy pasta on, or the source of this actual story you may have learned about or looked up. It may have been the original source of it. There may be older sources. But the point is, it's a creepypasta or a copy pasta. After support for Flash ended, which I see as relatively recent, but it actually isn't, a lot of video content was lost, not because the video wasn't retrievable, although that did add to it, because many websites stupidly put digital rights management into Flash player. I mean, you might think it's kind of shocking to say that, but that was actually standard practice. So many things are lost, not because they got rid of the Flash player. I have Flash player, I have Pepper Flash on my computer. It's because the websites just erased everything because they figured, what's the point? No one can watch it. Instead of just converting it to the raw video format and not being greedy bastards about their video content. Or it wasn't lost, and a lot of them were absorbed by companies that own it under IP, intellectual property. But anyway, 4chan, copy pasta, thread, and then a string of numbers, archive below. But anyway, a lot of information was lost, but not all of it. And anything that would have been extreme like this would have been saved on a shock site like Ogrish. A lot of aftermath footage exists. People falling videos exist. A few show a clear impact, but only a few. One of them is Tami Michaels and Guy Rosenbrook's 35th floor southwest corner video from the Millennium Hotel of the impact at 14 minutes and 43 seconds of one individual, and there are others as well. It shows almost completely a clear, all the way from beginning to end. Now I'm going to bring this up. There's 3 copies of the same video linked below. It goes to YouTube. YouTube flagging it doesn't make any sense, but YouTube has been flagging, quite literally, me debunking conspiracy theories about innocuous stuff recently. So take everything I say with a archive the hell out of this below. Go to the Imager link if you need to click something. But anyway, I want to point out that these 3 videos, there's just 3 I could find easily, show an example of exactly what you would think you would find, just not as gory. And YouTube in 2006 and definitely in 2004 didn't really edit any of this. You could see, I'm not going to describe what you could see. It's one of the reasons they have such extreme attitudes towards people they perceive as being uploading trolling and shock videos. Okay? All right. That and the fact that, again, I don't want to defend YouTube and their censorship, but several people have used YouTube to stream horrible things they were doing at the time. I'm not going to describe them. Now, you can watch Ogrish reposts from Univision, Telemundo, and other south of the border, as we say, news channels, as well as foreign correspondents that had much more lax rules about, censoring gore or whatever. A foreign country's news organization might have popped up that day or bought video of a person at ground level recording, and that could be your source. Some of the video content is unedited and even excluded now, but wasn't at the time. Okay? But you can still see videos that show that nobody would have actually gone out of their way to hide this or cover up a video that showed an impact at ground level. It would have been absolutely horrible, but on YouTube, for some god-awful reason, and several other websites, you can watch a video of a person falling out of the Basha Hotel in Toronto from the 30th floor and see a very not okay picture of what happened and an impact that exactly matches what we're describing here. The quote that keeps being used is pink mist and several other graphic things. And again, there's videos on YouTube that have equal levels of gore, but it's at least covered by, a fence or a table in the way of seeing something that haven't been removed. And people censor the stuff when requested by YouTube very, very often, and YouTube offers the ability to censor it. And many websites don't care if you censor it or not. So the idea that this would be erased, deleted, or lost gets kind of suspect at this point. It could be lost almost exclusively by Flash Player or some other technological issue causing things to just be deleted because people didn't care. But again, if someone found this, downloaders have existed so long it's not even funny. So let's move on. I'll get to my point in a minute. A lot of aftermath footage exists. A lot of falling videos exist. A few videos and several copies of the same video exist of the definitive example of someone falling and impacting. And we have, again, websites like Ogrish and hundreds of others that existed at one time that had data, but most of those show exactly what you would expect, the same thing you see on YouTube now. And foreign websites still show this kind of stuff. China's tourist video and a compilation of videos are shown as proof of somebody having the video, mostly because they're trolling, and they show people either pictures of videos that have nothing to do with 9/11 or are before it or much later and can't be one of these impact videos. Just warning you. And I've got a couple of links to debunked screenshot proof pictures. They were screenshots from innocuous and unrelated videos. Others videos used as citation and then lost, exist. These are videos where you can look up an archive for them and it shows that they were up for years, but the only time anybody used them is right after they disappeared. Probably because they were in one of their playlists back when you could see blank spaces in your playlist. They'd right-click the video link, see that it's missing, and say, oh, here it is, and then people would see it's a link that's been removed. Oh, darn it, that proves that they caught on to us. And I'm not kidding, that's really how people do stuff on YouTube. And on other websites where they say, oh yeah, this is totally proof, and it's been suppressed. Again, invoking the meme of 9/11 having a bunch of suspicious voodoo about it. Werner Herzog, on a video on the moral responsibility of videographers and filmers, at the 1 minute 51 second mark, mentions the same subject, but he doesn't mention it the same way. He says there was a video showing, quote, near or at the person's feet who is recording, and that video will never be seen. He may be just repeating the same meme. Or, well, let's continue. You can look up the Turn to Pink Mist video. People keep citing it as an example of what people may be referring to. It's below and it ends in 3EM. You can see two other falls on camera at 3 minutes and 50 second mark for a video that ends in W5M. And you can also see somebody reproducing what they thought they saw in this supposed LOL Superman video in Gmod. But it's done in such a way that it demonstrates what I'm going to say in a minute. You can also look up Straight Dope and NIST archives and that sort of thing to look up information on technical subjects for would this be plausible. You can also find a 2017 video called 9/11 Jumpers, but it's now only a reference to examples and references in a book called Paul Martin Lester's Visual Ethics, a Guide for Photographers, Journalists, and Filmmakers, of a video, and he refers to it, but it isn't necessarily what you're thinking of. That's yet another deleted video that's supposed to be proof of something. So, and you can look up another video on it that's done recently, so I'm going to bring up exactly what I think happened here. We're at the 12 minute and 25 second mark. I have all my links below, and they do exactly what everybody else found in the, it's been 2004 forward that people have been looking this up. So the 2006 video upload isn't the first time it was seen, nor was the expression "lol Superman." First, the title. There was a meme in 2004 joking about Superman. It had nothing to do with this video. It was a video title. Someone might have saw that and decided to interplay paste together a video of people falling on 9/11 and an impact video and then an aftermath video. That second video that would be the impact could have been something completely unrelated. I'll have a link below called, I'm going to call it Pink Mist, but you can look that up. What was this most likely? People watching a series of videos when playlists were new that showed people falling, another video, and then a video of the aftermath on 9/11, and seeing it as a knitted together video, because if you're not aware of it, one of the ways to upload a bunch of videos or a long video was to upload the mandatory short videos. We call them shorts these days, but they were like 5-minute videos that you could make and edit and then upload them and just put them in a playlist and just tell people watch this playlist. That's why YouTube has playlists. Is there a video called Law Superman? I'm sure there is. I found 2 or 3 that were joke videos about just Superman. Number 1. Number 2, some of those are from 2004, so that may be the source of your meme. Next, was there a video that as described? I really, really don't believe it would be impossible for it to exist. I'm pretty sure one exists, but I don't know if it was uploaded. What was the most likely thing? It's several videos that were unrelated that were linked together or even edited together to make the impression of this, or people just mixing them together in their heads. That's the most likely scenario. Because, again, you can see much worse video content. You can see videos that are almost identical to what you're describing here, and they're not erased. And they've been up for nearly a decade in some cases. Next, lots of shock sites existed. If this was a significant piece of data, someone would have downloaded it because it was trivial to do so at the time. It just took a little bit of effort, and somebody would download it and share it on like BearShare or whatever. Conclusion. I don't believe there was a video named this that actually had this content at all. I think it was a playlist. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck.